All right, let's talk about Fox's problem because nobody wants to work with Skip Bayless. What? Oh man, the pending departure of Shannon Sharpe poses a major talent problem for Fox Sports. Namely, few people want to work with Skip Bayless, and Skip Bayless has limitations on a new partner. Basically, they saying, anybody want to work with Skip? Anybody? Anybody? And everybody kind of, the water cooler. It's like the person who voted for Trump but don't say anything. Trump got half the damn country's vote. Nobody ever says they voted for him. I'm like, y'all stupid. So it's like that. So everybody like, I want to say something, but I don't want to be the one. And Skip's like, even if you raise your hand, put your hand down. I ain't trying to work with you. So people are shook right now. All right, so that's what the sources are saying. It's kind of challenging. It's a chaotic situation inside FS1. Skip and Shannon Undisputed, their morning program. All right, so the 71, damn, Skip look good. Goodness, ain't no excuses, y'all. He's 71 years old. Now, we all know he micromanages all the aspects of the show, the Embrace Debate Undisputed show. Why? Because he looks at himself, and rightfully so, as the godfather of that style of debate. And the only person that we kind of see on record, and even they had issues that he had no problems with, was his brother from another, which is Stephen A. Smith. But they had their issues as well, like any friend, any co-host, any partner would. All right, so nothing happens on that show without Skip. This is knowledge that I gave you guys before, but now sources are coming out saying the same thing. They chose Skip over everything else. You can't tweet about him, talk about him, anything, or they call you into the office, said a source. On Undisputed, he makes all the calls, even when he's off. Now, that is real, and I forgot. When I was there, somebody, God, I would say their name because this ain't protecting the guilty. Damn it, somebody said something about Skip, and they were working there. I think they were a guest. That's why I probably don't remember them. And boy, you talk about no more guests. You do not talk about Skip. He got thin skin like that. That's what I heard, and that's why I probably don't see enough tweets going at him, because he got thin skin. And if you go at Skip, you better make sure he has nothing to do with your job security, or else he gonna have the power to get your ass. That's real. I've heard that too many times. Okay, so in that vein, Bayless is expected to have the final say on the replacement. Now, I've told you guys before, I've had meetings with the executives before talking about Skip's show. And they were like, dude, there were some contract hiccups before, even with Shannon. And you remember when Shannon leaked the reports that he wasn't going to get as much as Skip, and it was racial. Remember when we went through that time? And then there was another time for contract times that Shannon and Skip didn't see eye to eye. And Skip had the final say in that, but he finally said, okay. Now, reportedly, it took a few visits for even Skip and Shannon to start the show together, because at that time, Skip was like, yeah, but. And you imagine that's how it went. So for me, when Acho came, I already knew Acho, and my agent and the executives came to me and said, would you like working with Acho? But that answer was going to be the same for everybody. Yes. I've only had one issue ever working with somebody to the point where I was like, nah, I don't want to work with them. And that was after I worked with them. So I would never be a gatekeeper or a roadblock for somebody. I'm not built like that. But I'm also not Skip Bayless. My show ain't that big. So I understand his decision. So they even got me quoted in here, but why quote me? Because I'm right here and y'all already know. But I told y'all, they say never outshine the quote unquote master. And that's what Shannon Sharpe did. They had a role for Shannon Sharpe, and that role he outgrew. So basically, Shannon and Skip as people, amazing people, great people. Skip is so nice and gracious and respectful. Y'all ain't gonna believe me, but he is. Shannon is cool, disciplined. Everybody respects Shannon, the way he looks, the way he puts in his work, etc. Shannon's a beast. However, they both play characters. And this is what happened. It's sad because the characters started a beef. Skip would always just his loyalties and allegiance to somebody to a fault, even if he's wrong, whatever, stubborn to a fault. And then Shannon, Unc Shannon and the Hennessy and the Yak, and I'm everybody's uncle. And so I'm everybody's uncle and family. Now I'm more popular than you. The characters had problems. The people never even got a chance to really have that mutual respect on display for y'all. So we never got to see the real Shannon, and we never got to see the real Skip, because we saw the characters on display. And that's the beef. So now they're in a situation of what they're going to do. There are a lot of people whose names been thrown out there. Let's talk about a few of them. I just mentioned Emmanuel Acho, Joy Taylor, Nick Wright. You always look internally first. Why? Just cleaner. It's a cleaner break. You can say, okay, we're working on somebody else to fill your role. Meantime, how do you feel about that? If it were Acho, of those three, Acho seems like he's the best, but I know Acho wants to be the dude. Like, he wants to be seen, perceived, and rightfully so, like, I am the number one on the show. So Acho likes to run the show meetings and prepare the topics and chime in on, oh, I want to talk about this. Shit, Skip be like, shut that shit up. So I don't think that's going to work. Nick Wright, interesting. I think there's a racial component to this. That's why I hate all the racism, identity politics stuff, because I think they're going to have to get a black guy, right? Or a black woman, they saying, but I don't think they're going to go there. You know, this is one of them barbershop shows, and you ain't got nobody that go to the barbershop. So Nick Wright, I think, is going to lose because of that, and that's messed up, because Nick Wright is a monster, is a beast, but I just don't think that those optics going to work. I'm just telling y'all the real. And Joy Taylor. Joy can do it, but you ain't putting Joy in that box. And I wonder, Joy might be the best of those three, but there's one better than all of them. If they got Michael Irvin. Now, the Cowboys topics will be unsufferable. Like, it's ad nauseum we're talking about the Cowboys. That's going to be too much. But damn, Michael Irvin, perfect energy. Fits the, former athlete, brother, that's a part of it. And also, he is emotional, wears it on his sleeve. I can see that happening. So if I had to place a bet, or I think who's the best for that gig, Michael Irvin. But we'll see. They'll get it filled. It's too big of a gig not to.